It is now protecting the most delicate and yet the most important organ of the body. Everything we hear or have ever heard, everything we see or have ever seen, everything we smell, and everything that goes into our mouth, whether it be food or drink, has an effect on the brain. Our decisions determine our destiny. So how important that we know something about the decision-making part of our brain. So we're going to begin by looking at the brain. Now the brain, from side on, basically it looks a little bit like this. And there is what's called the limbic system. And the limbic system basically takes up about that part of the brain. And this limbic system is often called the emotional brain. And I think we all know about emotions. And I think we all know that emotions aren't a very good guide because they go up and down like the wind. But there's another part of our brain that God designed to actually control that limbic system, that emotional part of the brain. So to do this, we're going to have a look at the brain from top down. From top down, you will have a look at the brain like this, and in the front part of the brain, and we're going to call this the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain, and I think the way you're looking it is. So in the right part of the brain, you could call that, now this is a very important part of the brain. Where it's very important is, no, I won't have that cigarette. No, I won't have that cup of coffee. No, I won't have that big steak. I'll have a bowl of lentils instead. And on the left part of the brain is the I will. And the I will part of the brain is also very important because I will get out of bed and exercise this morning. I will go to bed early. I will make decisions that are helpful for my body. So you've got the I won't and you've got the I will. And we need a little bit of balance in there, and that's where we come to. Right in the center is the I want part of the brain.
The brain can be understood as having three main parts that influence our behavior. One important area is the limbic system, often called the emotional brain. This part reacts to feelings and desires. It is where cravings, urges, and emotions come from. But emotions change quickly and are not always a good guide for healthy decisions. At the front of the brain is the control center, which helps manage these emotions. One side works as the I won't system. It helps us say no to things that harm us, like unhealthy food, cigarettes, or staying up late. The other side is the I will system. It motivates positive actions, such as exercising, eating well, and going to bed on time. Between these two is the I want drive. Good health comes from balance, allowing desires, but letting I will and I won't guide our choices wisely. Let's get into what I want.
What do I want? Do I want a healthy body? And if I want a healthy body, then I can trigger that I won't do that or I will do that. And God designed our brain so that this part of the brain, just here in the center, is where our goals are. It's called the prefrontal cortex, or sometimes it's called the frontal lobe. And this is where our will is. This is where we make our decisions, and and the I will or the I want threaded through the won't through the I want. That's actually what should govern our decisions, and that's so important because our decisions determine our destiny. So in the front part of the brain, this is where our intellect is. This is where our reasoning powers reside, and this is where judgment takes place. It is in this part of the brain where God communicates with man. In Isaiah 1:18, the Bible says, "Come, let us reason together." You see, this is where the reasoning happens. What should I do? Should I stay in bed and have another hour, or should I get out of bed right now? And that influences whether we do the I will or the I want. That's the way God planned it. Unfortunately, there are many things today that people are doing that are actually clouding or compromising the part where our goals are, the part where our intellect, reason, and judgment is. And we've been looking at that this week, though I haven't actually defined it as such. So dehydration compromises it. Late nights compromise it. Lack of exercise compromises it. Bad food compromises it.
Let's see what we should do to not compromise.
So on the other hand, when we're well hydrated, when we're well slept, when we've got nourishing food in our bodies, when we're breathing in fresh air, we're having sunshine every day, then the I want part, in fact, one author called it the guardian. That's the guardian that's actually influences the wills and the wants part of the brain, which are, of course, affected by the limbic system, which is your emotional, your feeling part of the brain.
When we ask ourselves, what do I really want? We're actually using one of the most important parts of the brain. If someone truly wants a healthy body, that goal becomes a guide. Once that goal is clear, it becomes easier to say, I won't do this, or I will do that. This happens because God designed the brain with a control center right at the front, called the prefrontal cortex, also known as the frontal lobe. This is where our willpower, goals, and decision-making live. This part of the brain helps us pause and think before we act. It's where we ask questions like, is this good for me? Should I get out of bed now or sleep longer? Should I eat this or choose something healthier? Our choices are made here, and those choices shape our habits. Over time, habits shape our health, our character, and ultimately, our future. In that sense, our decisions truly influence our destiny. The front of the brain is also where our thinking and reasoning happen. It's where we weigh options, use judgment, and consider consequences. This is why the Bible says, "Come, let us reason together," because reasoning is part of how we were designed to live thoughtfully, not just react emotionally. However, this decision-making center is very sensitive. Many everyday habits can cloud or weaken it without us realizing it. Things that reduce its strength include dehydration, late nights and poor sleep, lack of physical activity, unhealthy or processed foods, poor air quality or staying indoors all the time. When this part of the brain is compromised, emotions and cravings start to take over. The emotional brain becomes louder and good decisions become harder. On the other hand, when we take care of the body, we stay well hydrated. We get enough sleep. We eat nourishing food. We move our bodies. We get fresh air and sunlight. Then this front guardian part of the brain works properly. One author even called it the guardian because it watches over our desires and helps guide our actions. When this guardian is strong, it can gently guide the emotional part of the brain instead of being controlled by it. This is how the I want leads wisely, the I will acts with purpose, and the I won't provides healthy boundaries. In simple terms, a healthy brain helps us make healthy choices. And healthy choices, repeated daily, lead to a healthier, more balanced life.